time you show up for work. It's Wednesday morning, and we are in Clearwater, Minnesota. We have another 4-pack on. I was going to do some videoing the other day, or yesterday, but there's just so much going on. By the time I got around to even contemplating it, it was so dark you couldn't even see in here. We're just hanging out at the rest area right now, waiting for our 10 to get done. We got in last night, and then we were going to do some outside videoing, but it's been raining, so, and you've seen these before. It's just like every other 4-pack we've been hauling. It's all the same. You get a little bit faster at it the more you load it. You get a little bit quicker. You'll system down. Those things are so light. I gotta mess with the cable on the trailer because I got plenty of cable in the winch. It looks like to come out even farther, but it's pinching up out on the one corner, not allowing all the cable to come all the way out. I got another couple more feet. I could use it sometimes. So if you haven't loaded a flatbed like this before, when they got a 4-stack like that, you can usually get about 2 trailers. You can hook your first one, obviously, because you're backed right up to it. Pull it on, you string your cable back out again. Sometimes you can get the second one, sometimes you can't. Depends how tight they packed them when they staged them for you. Some guys have a real long cable. I think that's what this trailer has. So once you do them 2, you have to reset. You have to back up to the next 2, which are obviously right behind it. You back up to them, and then you got enough cable to do it. But some guys have a long enough cable that they can sling way out and just keep dragging them up. It works. The biggest problem I've noticed doing stuff like that on that loose gravel portions of the parking lot where they're staged, that wobble wheel wants to kick over, and it gets real goofy, and sometimes you got to reset it a little bit. But I mean, what I've been doing is, these things are so small and light, I put my wobble wheel on, and if you don't know what a wobble wheel is, it's that long bar with the one wheel that kind of sits at an angle, and your tow hook hooks to it, your winch hook, so you pull it up with. You can kick it side to side too as you're coming up that center rail to help steer. You move in the front of that camper is going left or right when you kick that wheel left or right in that track, and that allows you to steer that trailer as you're coming up the trailer or when you're coming down. So these units that are way up on the front of the trailer, you kind of got to watch that, because they will off track a little bit and start to go towards the outside of the trailer. But what I've been doing is I put that wobble wheel on, lower the jack down, obviously, and I just go behind the camper and I just start pushing on the camper a little bit. And these things are so light, they roll. You can roll them right up to where you need to be, and then hook on with the winch and pull them up. That's been what I've been doing. It's a lot easier. It's not too bad. Doing the same concept though. We load the first 2, suck them up nice and tight, take the third one, pull the jack off the third one, and then suck that one underneath, and then the last one's right at the back of the trailer. So pretty easy. Don't need to keep videoing it. I need to get a chest mount so you guys can kind of watch all the stuff we do. Maybe time lapse some of that, but I've been a little busy. We had a good weekend. We were in that wedding. It was Saturday. That was a good time. Sunday I was a hurting soul. I went home, laid on the couch. I was in rough shape. So I wasn't in too big of a hurry. We didn't catch it by Friday to see what we had for load, so we had to wait till Monday morning. So we were a little behind schedule. It's all right. This is so Monday we caught a hold of dispatch, and at first he didn't have anything. He said all they had was big triples. Well, I can't fit big triples on I don't have enough room to put my Stinger out that far. I can fit about 56 to probably 58 feet. If I do 58 feet, I think you have to do a lot more work to the trailers and a lot more tucking. With these, this is 56 feet of campers on here, and it fits easy. So I could probably fit 58. But if you do triples, you're talking over 60, 63 feet of campers, and that's a bit much for what I got here. I'd have quite a bit overhang. Probably would get in trouble for that. So that's all he had on the board, I guess, at the moment. So I started looking for cars, and I was going to run down to Texas, and then I got a phone call from him saying he just got a bunch of them thrown in his lap. So we got this one. This one's going to North Dakota, Fargo. So, and we're already in Minnesota. So, which is cool because we have safety school now. So I just did my safety school Tuesday morning. Went down Monday. Got up Tuesday morning, did safety school. Went and loaded these things up and took off. So, and then here we are Wednesday morning. We will deliver. We are probably about 3 hours away. So we'll deliver probably just after lunch. And reloads. Man, there ain't nothing coming out of there surprising. I mean, there's an auction yard up there and stuff. There's nothing. There's 2 cars. One's going to Chicago. One's going to the middle of Wisconsin. But it's $300. Do I want to screw around with it? I don't. I think I'll double check it once we get unloaded. And if it's the same, we're just going to go home. We got a project to work on. You're going to enjoy that one. So we did. We did that stuff in the back, the springs, some leaf springs. And we should talk about that for a minute. The load boards are still super thin. Super thin. And if you're going to get into this business, I don't even know how well you would make it on single poles right now. If you had a flatbed and you were going to get into it, I think you do all right with flatbed. If you already invested into all that equipment, if you already have that equipment purchased, if you're already set up, you're good. But if you're going to go and buy all this stuff, I wouldn't. But if you already have this stuff and you're looking into getting it, yeah, you can do all right. It's much easier once you're already established. But you got to talk about that money that you're going to get. So they're starting to drop rates a little bit. Ours have been hanging. They went down, and then they're hanging. But if you're going to get in this business, you got to be reinvesting in your equipment and doing preventative maintenance. You got to be on top of it and don't wait till stuff breaks, because when stuff breaks, it ain't going to break at home. You're going to be 1,000, 2,000 miles away from home and up a creek. So we did those 2 rear leaf springs on each side. So I had brand new leaves on the back. They were like $500 each. So they got $1,000 in springs just in back. Plus we're on airbags. It's amazing how much better that rides. It helps so much. And so my truck is a 2-wheel drive. So if you've noticed in some of the videos and some of the pictures, it has quite a bit of a rake to it. The front end's nice and low, which is good. It's great for fuel mileage, but it's too low. When I climb on, it's hard for me to get underneath this thing to do an oil change. And when you do, I can't even get my fingers in between the I-beam axles up front and the bump stops. So them coils are just sagging. They're old, they're worn out. So I ordered a new set of coils. I ordered them from SD Truck Springs. A lot of people know this company. It's an online store thing. It's not too bad. I've had pretty good luck with these guys. So we got coils. They just arrived yesterday. We're going to be putting brand new coils in. Eventually we'll get new shocks. These shocks ain't that old, but I got a 2.5 inch leveling kit for the front as well. So this front end is about to go sky high. We're going to pick this thing up. I'll probably have to turn my headlights down a little bit. I get flashed as it is. So we're going to pick that front end way up. Try to level this thing out. Yeah, we're not going to be as raked and as aerodynamic. We're going to get more air underneath the truck. But this is going to get me away from bottoming out on all of these bumps. And I think that's going to help tremendous with the ride. So that some of these roads are beating the shit out of these trucks. You know, seems like every state's got a road that's pretty bad. You know, Illinois is notorious. 80. If you do this job, you know 80 going across that bridge over by, what is that? Is that Joliet? I don't know. I know you can get airborne. I've heard of guys. I've seen my traction control light come on going across there. That is ridiculous. I don't know how they haven't even shutting it down. Like they're doing work, but holy hell, are they taking their sweet time? Like that thing should be shut down and an emergency repairs done. It is bad. Minnesota's even got bad. I don't know if it's my truck or what, but you come out on, this is 94. You come out of Wisconsin and you go into Minnesota. You're going across the Mississippi, and you going up the hill towards the scale house. That cement portion of that road all the way up until you hit 694. Holy shit. They do stress cuts on it, and it's like every single one of them planks, instead of being nice and flat, has gone like this. So you are just the whole way, and it just beating the shit out of you. I don't worry about, the truck, whatever, I can fix it. I don't worry about the campers back there bouncing around and shit jarring, and who knows what's going on inside the campers. You know, we're trying to deliver products and not look like complete assholes, right? We want to show up with good stuff. Everything looks good. There's enough problems coming out of the factory that we don't need to amplify it with the roads. So that's going to probably be the next video. We're going to knock this load out, go home, and we're going to start working on getting these springs, new coils in with a 2.5 inch spacer, and that spacer comes with a 2.5 inch adjusting sleeve for your stock shocks. Because if you pick it up that much higher, your shock can't go that far. It can't travel that far. Your stock shock, I should say. You have to get an aftermarket, and so when you order your next ones, you got to get a little bit longer one. You don't have to use that adjusting sleeve. But the nice part is if it doesn't work, you still got that adjusting. It's like a little bracket that hooks onto the stud. Looks relatively easy. It's not too bad. And I forgot. While we're doing that, I got brand new inner tie rods, outer tie rods, adjusting sleeves, because you got your inner sits in, your outer, and then you got an adjusting sleeve in there, and you got one of those whole setups on each side of the tires. All brand new of that as well. We're there. We got to drop the axles down to get the springs in, so it means we got to take those off. And then when you lift, if you've never done it before or whatever, when your suspension goes up on your truck, if you're looking at the front of the truck, when the suspension goes up, the tires kick in, and when it comes down, they come out. And if you over squat, you overload the hell out of the front of your truck, your tires squat out, right? If nothing's been changed, that's how that works. So if your front end goes bad and you're overloaded all the time, what is that called? Towed out? You're towing them out. The front of your tires are towed out. you're wearing the shit out of your tires by doing that, right? Same concept as if you crank it way up, you're driving like this all the time. It's going to be super squirrely. This way ain't so bad. You lose fuel mileage, you tear your tires up, but it doesn't like take off. When you go up, and it goes in like this, you turn that tire, one's like this and one's like this. You tear your tires up and it's super squirrely steering. So you got to make sure. I'm gonna have to check on that. Probably gonna have to get in alignment. You should get in alignment, but you're gonna have to turn them adjustment sleeves out just a little bit, push them tires out since we're going up 2 inches, 2.5 inches. So when it goes up the stock height, now it's gonna sit like this. So, but back to reinvesting. So that is, it's like $500. Those round numbers, I don't remember exact. It was like $500. It's like $247 or something like that for each coil. Two-wheel drive coils are different than four-wheel drive coils. So we got the 2 new coils, all 4 tie rods and adjusting sleeves. Tie rods and adjusting sleeves and all that was like $400 something. And the store that I bought it from, when you bought them online, had an additional 20% off. It's nice. So we're just reinvesting money. So we got $1,000 in the back springs. Now we're going to have $1,000 in the front springs and suspension and steering. So you're just continually reinvesting money in your truck. But we have 370,000 miles on the truck. How long do you expect it to last? Some guys will run it until it breaks and say, I don't know what happened. Well, come on. So that's going to be the next video. We're going to knock out our break, or we're going to do our pre-trip here quick and get on the road. We got a couple hours to go. We'll get these delivered, and more than likely we're just going to go home and get ready to start doing all that stuff. Tyler has a project too that maybe we'll get some video of. His black truck, his Dodge that he drives normally, he just swapped out the rear axle and put a Dana 80 dually axle underneath it. And we're going to go pick up a nice, real nice, brand new flatbed for the back of that thing. So we're probably going to end up taking the trailer. It's a little bit overkill, but it works the best. It's the same size, width, and everything. It'll fit right on perfect. And we just pick it right up at his house, back the truck underneath, set it on. It's going to be mint. So we'll get some videos of that too. That's a nice little project he's been working on. I've been screwing around so much that I haven't had a chance to get down there and get some shots of that. But we'll get that too. So we got a couple good projects coming up. Probably the next couple days we'll have those up. You guys can take a poke at it. If you have any questions, if you're in the area and need help with something, let us know. We can kind of point you in the right direction, or maybe help you out a bit if you're in a bind there. Maybe you can. I thought about turning one of our shops into kind of like what they do for Elkhart area. A lot of that setting stuff up for hauling and the hot shot / camper hauler stuff. Things died down so much though that for single poles it really wasn't worth it, and so we'll see how that goes. But keep us in mind, we're around the area, we're not too far. If you're around our area, hit us up. We'll work something out. So let's get on the road here and let's get some money made.